Hey guys, STTM here, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing the Rockets and what I think they should do in the offseason. So yeah, guys, but before we get into it, make sure that you like, subscribe, put on notifications, and comment on the video, as let me know what you think, gets me more recommended, and if you put on notifications, you will literally be updated on the latest STTM videos that you do not want to miss. Sorry, that was loud. So, enough with the Japanese. Oh, and I'll just appreciate it. So, now, enough with the Japanese, and let's get straight into the video. Bow! Alright, so, based off of last season, they were the second seed in the Western Conference. They got bounced by the 7 seed Warriors in upset fashion in 7 games due to their lack of playoff experience. But let's look at their key players, or their 2 best players by far. First, let's start off with the leader of this team, Alperen Sengun. 19.1 points per game. He also averages 10.3 rebounds, so he is averaging double-double. And honestly, his defense is not that great. I thought his defense was really good, but based off the stats, it is not that good. But when he's useful in defense, he can be useful, okay? So I'm not going to knock him there. And he's actually solid on the scoring. He can be a little bit of an offensive big man. He's not like a Jokic big man where he shoots threes as well, but he can score in the paint as he can dominate in the paint and is a paint presence and can be really good in the mid-range sometimes too. I think Sengun is pretty versatile for a big man and is a solid player at 6'11" that the Rockets would build around. Another young player they have is out of the same draft class, actually, which is like insane, Jalen Green. He's more of a scorer than Sengun, but Sengun is more versatile than Green is because most of Jalen Green's positive attributes are his athleticism and scoring, but he doesn't really have that much outside of that. But he's still a really great player. I think that's what makes Sengun better than him, because I think he could do more than what Green does. But Jalen Green, I think, is going to be good. Now, there's rumors that they might send Jalen Green like the Stephen A. Smith video where he thinks Jalen Green should be leaving Houston. But to be honest, no. I think what they could actually do is get Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Hear me out. Giannis Antetokounmpo and keep Sengun and Green. What they'll do is they'll send Dylan Brooks, Tari Eason. Actually, no. Okay, let me read this straight. We'll get Dylan Brooks as a good starter. We get Steven Adams for some depth in their big man room and overall depth and a presence in their front court. And they'll trade somebody young that they can use for a while in their bench, like Tari Eason. And for fun, they'll get Jae'Sean Tate and Jeff Green. Now, Jae'Sean Tate and Jeff Green will be useless, but the Bucks probably wouldn't give up Giannis then and there. Actually, so the Bucks will just give up Giannis and Andre Jackson Jr. to Houston, and they'll be able to slide in both those players by the Rockets adding in their 2025 first, a 2027 second, and their 2028 first. So there's some draft capital that the Bucks would already get in this whole rebuild process, and they'll have some good players that I think they could add to a decent core in the Giannis trade. And then the Rockets would have a big 3 with Giannis, Sengun, and Green. And they would also get for the bench a young player with a lot of potential like Andre Jackson Jr. Andre Jackson Jr. also has similar athleticism to Jalen Green, so that could be a little bit of a problem. That'd be a little bit of a problem. Not like a problem for the Rockets, but like when when any other team has to play the Rockets, that would be quite a problem. The Rockets would still have a lot of young players like Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith Jr., and Cam Whitmore, and even Reed Shepherd after this trade. So there's nothing bad about that. They're still going to have a young core on their bench. But with the Giannis, and they're actually going to add Andre Jackson Jr. to that, which would be a really good addition. And they'll have Giannis to work really well next to Sengun. Well, Thompson's actually a starter, but he does have a presence. He is a starter, but he is also a role player too. Not all role players are only on the bench, by the way, just so you know. I feel like that's a big move they should do. I think they could sign some veteran free agents. I'm not too sure on who exactly. They could actually trade for a good role player in the big room too. I think they could get like they could give up like ooh, I don't know who they give up to be honest. But I think if they traded a a 2020, I think they have a couple seconds in the future. Maybe like a 2026 second, just just a loan for, let's go with, ooh, who would they get with only a 2026 second? Just a loan, they could get DeAndre Ayton with 2026 second. Okay, that sounds crazy. All right, that sounds insane. But DeAndre Ayton's value has genuinely decreased. The only thing that would make that trade hard is his contract. But his value is like down. They could do it. They might have to add somebody else in order to get Ayton as a backup big. Like, I think they'll do like a second. They'd have to add another player, I think. If they sign somebody and do a little sign and trade, they'll probably sign like a good role player and do a sign and trade and add a 2026 second for DeAndre Ayton. Now, it sounds crazy, but that would realistically be possible for the Rockets. So they'll have some depth already. That'd be really good depth. Honestly, Ayton is not that good as a starter. But as like a sixth man, he's really talented for being a sixth man-ish player. If he were to be one, he'd be a solid sixth man. That does seem pretty hard, but yeah. Let me know what you guys actually think about what the Rockets should do down in the comments below. I'm not sure if, to be honest, actually, I'm not going to do my outro yet. I think I'm going to say one last thing first. I think if the Rockets are going to make any big moves, it's probably that Giannis trade idea or really just any kind of trades. I don't know. I think they're going to make big moves to like give themselves some players that have playoff experience, but it's not going to be through free agency signings. It's probably going to be through trades. So yeah, guys. Now, let me know what you think down in the comments below as STTM is now out. See y'all next time. Road to 500 subs!